everybody. Today is Takeaway Tuesday, one of my favorite days of the week. I don't know about you, but I just love Takeaway Tuesdays. This is where I get to connect with you, and we make a card. I show you how to make a card, and it's all for free. Anyways, give me a thumbs up if you are joining me, or make a little comment about where you're checking in from. I know some people, they join me from Montana, which is absolutely amazing. Love that place. Drove through it. Fantastic. I know some people from the prairies. Great place. And one of my favorite provinces, Newfoundland. Anyways, give me a comment below where you're checking in from. And let's get started. I have some amazing news. Okay, so thank you for joining me. What is going on with Stampin' Up? Whoop! Sorry, I had changed my my little craft room here, so it's maybe a little squished and there we go. There we go. I just have to make sure I can see everything. I want to make sure I can see everybody and stuff like that. So anyways, Stampin' Up has got some stuff coming up you don't want to miss out. But before we get into that, I have to thank Joan. Very, very talented lady. She sent me this amazing card. It is cross stitch, which she's got me into. Just another craft I do now that I'm retired. She made this amazing flip card. Love it. Look at that. Check that out. Great little what is it? St. Patrick's Day. I was holding on to it to show everybody. I just love the idea of cross stitch on a card. My gosh, that is amazing. So she's taught me how to do it, but I don't know, mine just does not turn out as amazing as hers. Now, if you come to my craft room, you will see a gorgeous setup of all of the cards that I receive from everybody. I post them. I appreciate everybody that sends me stuff, and I always keep them and have them around. Anyways, like I said, this weekend I had done a revamp of my craft room, and before I put you up on the camera mount, I'm going to give you a small little tour of what I've done. But before we get going on that, I wanted to remind you, very, very important, annual catalog and the mini catalog are ending April the 30th. Now, they're coming out with a retiring list, which means things are going to go away, always while supplies last. And so they're coming out on May the 4th, that list. But demonstrators get a little sneak peek ahead of time. We get that, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday next week. And I'll have an idea of what's coming out. But there is, this is very important. If you want anything from the annual catalog or the mini catalog, grab it now before it goes away. Very in particular, there's anything in the annual catalog like cardstock or ink or glue or anything like that, you want to get it right now, because you never know what's going to happen. I don't know about you, but going out to buy a head of lettuce just about bankrupted me. You never know. Some things may also go up in price, so you want to get them before they kind of increase a little bit in price. So you want to make sure that you buy your cardstock and your inks and stuff like that. So you might want to order online and grab it before it goes away. So there's a link up above to my store that you can purchase some items before, there might be some increases and stuff like that. So just to let you know, so the retiring list is also coming out, so I wanted to remind you, it is always while supplies last, so you want to make sure that you get them. I want to make sure that you get them before they're gone. So I just want to make sure I cover everything. Today we are talking about Desert Details. Now, I'm going to be using one sentiment stamp from this bundle. There's a bit of a glare on there, but I'm going to show you. We are going to be using the dies for the delicate details on that, so hopefully you have your package ready. I have a lot of great great classes and events coming up. I have paper shares coming up in May and June. I got a ribbon share. I've got some really great classes and weekend events that you might want to participate in. And let's see. Give me a comment if I'm missing anything. Oh, last night I had a team informal meeting. It wasn't a meeting. It was a crafting event. And it was, we created this little card. Okay, so I made this card apparently a little backwards. That was funny. But it turned out really nice. It's like a fan. So this is a fan, and I put some flowers on. Carol already posted in the community page hers. She used the poppy set. Oh my gosh, it was stunning. The colors, phenomenal that she used. So I told my team members that, I gave them all the instructions and everything, and, I just kind of made what I could. And apparently, at the end, I realized I made it backwards. But, that happens. And it's, it's still gorgeous. Just love it. And it is going to my mom for her birthday. Shh, don't tell her, okay? Anyways, thank you for joining me. And give me a thumbs up if you are ready for creating today's card. I don't know about you, but I love scrappy cards, and that is what we're doing today, is a scrappy card. Okay? Give me a heart or a thumbs up if you're ready to go. I am going to first give you a tour of my craft room on what I did, and I'm actually now sitting in a very tiny corner in the back of my craft room, and I have very little space for my desk, so bear with me. Okay, are ready? You ready to go for a little tour? All right, let's go. Come on. Here we go. I'm going to turn you around. So this is where I post some of my card swaps here. That's my little desk. I have an old dresser that I used with my Stamp and Emboss machine is on there, jigging around. There's all my inks. That some of them are going to be going away, the colors, but I know they're coming out. And there's the rest of my room. It is all set up for in classes in my basement. So set up for right now, I think it was 12 people and stuff like that. So you'll see all around the room, there are stamp sets. There's my gratitude board where I keep all my stuff, and on the other side, I have another gratitude board where people place their things. So there you go. There's my hats that you always see. I also have chair rails that I use my stamps on, that I place them up. So anyways, that is my craft room. Wanted to show you that before I place you up on the camera mount. Okay, so there we go. Okay, if you need to reach me, my name is Tina Kavrigich, but don't worry about that name, Northern Stamper, gmail.com if you want to reach me. So Northern Stamper, let's just tap that down so that it doesn't go away, and you can always comment. There we go. All right, so are we ready to get going? So hopefully you can see everything and there's not a kind of a glare or anything. What we're going to do, I'm using Cajun Craze today. Now, so this ink color, I don't know if this one's going to continue on. Do you think it's going to continue on? I don't know. So I got Cajun Craze, and I always put all my Takeaway Tuesdays in a little package so that I always have them together. I love these little cases. They're the little stamp cases, and you can buy some of these for 4 of them for very cheap. And I always put my little pieces together so I don't lose them. I don't know, do you do that too? So today we have this gorgeous pale papaya ribbon, and it's very fuzzy. I love it. It's very fuzzy. An envelope. Remind me, I always forget. Remind me to do the card envelope. Okay. There is Cajun Craze. There's a piece of cardstock. And I have another one. So that is actually going to be the mat. We're going to do all the work on this piece of cardstock. And so I want it a little smaller. And I have a matte piece of cardstock that we're going to place it on top. This is for my sentiment. It's another piece of cardstock. It's just a strip. And what is this? Oh, that's pieces of, okay. I know I have a piece of white somewhere. I might have to find it or just wing it or whatever. What we're going to do is using some of the scraps. So what you're going to do is grab a bunch of scraps. I've got a little bit of gold in here, or bronze, or whatever it is, and we're gonna do some cutting with that. And what we want to do is, all right, we want to get our dies, and in particular, this funky looking shape die. Now I don't know what it's called, but if you know what that shape is called, it's kind of like a little diamond. We're going to cut out some of these pieces of scrap paper. Excuse me, I think I'm losing my voice. And I'm just going to take a container and place them in. So you notice I already got started, but I'm going to cut a couple of more. One of them, the reason I'm cutting with you is I wanted to let you know, especially when you use the foil, when you cut with the foil, there we go, there's my Stamp and Boss machine. And, okay, oops, going to put that on. With the foil, I'm going to be actually using this one here. I'll place it in. When you cut with a foil, the remainder of the foil will take on whatever is on this plate. So this is all scratched up. So if I use this, it's going to transfer onto that. But for this, it's going to be okay because I've got a small piece. But if you're using a full sheet, make sure you use a clean, brand new plate so that it doesn't press in on the foil itself. So let's get that through. Whoops. There you go. Bring it on there. Now I am using the large Stamp and Boss machine. I prefer, I don't know about you, you can comment below. I prefer the large Stamp and Boss machine. It is worth the money. So there it is, cuts it out. Oh, that's fantastic. And you'll notice there's some scratches on this. That's okay, I'm going to be tossing this, but if you wanted to reuse it, always use a clean plate so you don't get those scratches. Okay, so I love the large Stamp and Boss machine because it can actually do so much more than the mini. I don't know about you, but I think if you're going to purchase one of the Stamp and Boss machines, definitely go for the larger one. And sometimes Stampin' Up! Has a kind of a signing bonus, a join bonus, that you can get more for your money, and that's when you add the Stamp and Boss machine. Okay, so I wanted to show you. So this one, what I'm going to do, I'm actually layering 3 pieces in because I'm going to try and see if I can cut all 3 pieces. So there's a little piece of gold, some DSP, and that foil. So let's see. I was able to do this earlier. So I don't know. I'm quick. I like to take shortcuts, and sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. So I've got all 3 of them in there. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to crank it. Okay. Love my machine. And I'm actually going to go back and forth. Why not? I'm here. It's here. I can crank it. And so I got all 3 pieces going through at the same time. So let's see. Let's see if it worked. Let's see how well my die is. Okay. I'm going to now move this off to the side because I've got some pieces already cut. All right. Hey, look. It cut all 3 pieces. And because... oh, yep, it did. It cut all 3 pieces. All right, so because it cut all 3 pieces and I used the foil on the top, oops, we got to pull these guys apart somehow. It really added in the detail of the die really well into that piece of gold. Wow, that's really pretty. So this one's kind of stuck together with the other piece. Let's try and pop that out. And there we go. Let's split it right there. There we go. Kind of kill 3 birds with 1 stone. Wow, that really turned out nice. Definitely got to use that. Okay. Kathy says she only has the Big Shot. It's heavier, but it does all the... Oh, definitely the Big Shot is fantastic. I still have mine. I use it, and I actually end up using it for... what do I use? I use it for embossing. I use my Stampin', the new one, for just cutting, and the other one for embossing. Now, in the die set, okay, so they got some really great stuff in the die set. I'm going to pull them out so you can see. They have this one, it's like I guess it's a Navajo kind of die, and it matches the stamp. Love this. This is really cool. So we got that. And what else have we got? So there's one for the flower to cut out, and I've used that quite a bit. Works phenomenal. And a little cactus, some greenery. Now this is great. Actually run this through with 2 different color greens and keep them together and just kind of pick out the centers. Really gives some great design on that. This one is the little flower, okay? And this is some kind of little design that you can kind of cut through on your cardstock. So I just wanted to show you that. I don't know. I've been going on about the desert details. I love it. 2 flowers, but you know what? It is becoming one of my favorite, and I think I'm gonna end up keeping it forever. I can do so much with it. I was surprised on how much I can do with it. Also in the dies are these 2 that are like frames, and what we're going to do, I don't know if I'm going to use it today, but let's give it a cut and have it available to us. Okay, so let's get our machine back up here since we're doing all our cutting. I'm going to put a piece of Cation Craze cardstock in, and there's 1 piece, and then I'm going to lay the other rectangle in there and try and get a little design. Now, if you have Post-it notes, you can place the Post-it notes on top so it doesn't move. But let's give it a whirl and cut through. Oh, come on, you guys. Okay, there we go. It's going. We can use it later, at least if we have it. It's better to have it than not have it, and if not, well, then we can always use it on another card. Oops, there we go. Don't worry about the clunking noise with the machine. Oh, small desk, like I said. Oh, half of it went in the garbage can. Oh, dear. That's funny. Don't worry about the clunking noise. That is normal. So let's peel this off. Actually, wow, look at that. That's fantastic. I don't know if you can tell. It's got the stitched edge around. I know it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but it's got a stitched edge around. So let's keep that. And what I'm looking for is the piece that was in between. Okay. Oh my gosh. Fantastic. Just love it. Oh, can you see it? Hold on. Hold on. Can you see it? There we go. Fantastic. It's got this great little edge around it, and we're going to see if we could use that in our card that we make today. So give me a thumbs up if we got everything cut, or if you're just watching, that's okay too. All right, so we got our pieces, right? There's our little bin of pieces. Always recycle and reduce. This is from a old dinner container. Put those in there so I don't lose them. Okay, put them up there. We have our 2 pieces of cardstock. There's one that's the mat. We don't want to use that. So if I take my card base, it will fit right on top. So those 2 are going to be together. I know that. So I'm going to place that aside, right? There we go. There is our piece of cardstock. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to go a little crazy on the glue. Okay. Let's get started. And all I'm going to do, now I'm going to use the Seal Plus, and you might want to grab a bunch of that before it goes up in price too. Seal Plus, the refill, and I'm going to do quite a bit of it on here because we're making a scrappy card, which means we're going to be using little bits all across. All right. And I'm going to grab, I'm not even going to take, think too much about it, But what I am is I'm going to be using the edge. It's going to be on the left edge, and I'm going to start that, and I'm going to try and start it. Left edge, and it's going to be overhanging. I want it to overhang. Okay, so the first one is very important to place down. Ooh, my finger. So I have it overhanging. The reason I did that is because if I place it further down, it's going to be harder to kind of fill that area that is left over. So there's a little bit left over here, but you know, I can probably fill that in, and I'm going to kind of go all the way across. There we go. And I'm going to try and not have two colors the same beside each other. Now, that one is going to be a little, that one again is overhanging. Let's get our snips and cut that off. Okay. I might have to add a little bit more glue, but that's okay. So I'm going to hold on to this because I can use that somewhere else. I definitely want to get this gold piece in, so I'm going to lay that gold piece in first. And want it to be right about there. That is going to be kind of like the focal point of my design. And I'm going to keep going, but like I said, I do not want the same color beside each other. Okay, this one's a little bit of a green, so I'll add it over here and kind of keep going. Carefully lay it in. And what else have we got? We got this cool funky blue type of foil. Let's add that. I'm not going to think too much about, you know, does this go with that? I'm just going to lay them down. Again, very important. Do not place the same colors beside each other, otherwise it kind of gets kind of lost in there. I'm gonna keep going, and there we go. I'm gonna do my best to try and make sure that they are, oh, everything is so sticky, is lined up. Okay, all right, so there's that one. Oh, this is a great pattern here, Calypso Cajun Craze on that. And lay that down again. And I'm going to keep building all the way down. Let's get some of this green in there. Again, I got that another piece of gold. I want to add that in. Going to work that over. There we go. Okay. Okay. Oh no, what's going on here? Oh, sorry, something's just popping up. All right. Again, just keep going. Look, make sure you look at the front and the back to see what is on each piece. Okay, because there are beautiful, beautiful designs on both sides of the paper. And that's why one of the reasons I love doing a paper share is because I love the papers that they have. And I can never decide what side I want to use. With a paper share, you always get a little bit of everything. Okay. Oh, this is a funky looking one. Look at that. All right. I'm going to line that up. Again, keep going. See, you can kind of see how it's coming together. Looking fantastic. Let's get another piece of that blue foil in there. On that side, we're coming down to the bottom. Let's see, what else have I not used? Have I used that? Ah, that's kind of plain, so let's not. Oh, I forgot to use this gold one. Oh, that one we'll leave to the end. There we go. I'm going to keep working my way over. Okay. And like that. Oh, also, I wanted to remind you, cardstock, the colors are some of them are going out. So if there is a color that you love and you can't live without, definitely get it now before it goes out, because once it's gone, we won't be able to get it again. So you don't want to wait and hold on for possibly a sale or a clearance or anything, because we don't know. I've also going to be doing a cardstock share for the new colors too, so I want to offer that. Okay, what have we got? Got a little bit of glue there. There we go. Okay, what I'm going to do is just actually cut a lot of this up. Okay, I'm just going to cut those that are overhanging. The reason I'm doing that now, even though I didn't finish some of it, like there is still some left over, I want to use these pieces in those spots that I need to fill in. Instead of cutting more, this way I can kind of save some of the the paper pieces and use it on the other side. Now, after this video, I'm going to have to go through the garbage can and find everything that fell into the garbage can, like my glasses and the Stamp Emboss machine. All right, so there's a couple of pieces up here on the top that still need to be filled. Okay, so even though it's going to be a little tight, we're going to add a little bit of glue. Okay, let's add that. Oops. And even though the glue is kind of hanging out, I'm going to fold it back. That's why I like these things. I like that. And I'll add it in. So there we go. With that, again, we're going to cut it off. There we go. One more. I really like this blue foil. Again, make sure it's not overhanging the glue. Oh, it is a little bit. Let's fold that under. Glue that there. And we got one little corner left. This is one of my favorite type of cards to make. If you follow me, you'll notice that I have done a few of them in the past. And what have we got here? We got here a little green. Okay, let's do that. Let's place that in. Do the best that we can. There we go. There we go. The last corner. Now, as I do this, I can see here and there, right along the edge, where it was really tough to get some of those little corners in. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Oh, there's a couple on the right side that need to be filled in. I'm not going to worry too much about those that are missing. But I do want to get these ones on the corner, on the edge set up. Again, if it's overhanging, I'm going to tuck that in. Okay. Add that to there. Oops, it's still kind of overhanging. I'm going to fold that. This is the tricky part. When you have something a little bit more intricate, there are some punches you can use to make a card like this, and it's a little bit easier. And I got one left. You know what? I'm not going to worry because I'm going to put my sentiment on that one. Okay, let's clean this all up. Okay, so as you can see, it is now kind of all filled up. There's one piece missing. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'll put a sentiment over that. Okay, so I've got that piece of Cajun Craze cardstock, so I can mat that. The reason I use the same color is because some of these holes you can see through it, and I didn't want to use white because it would kind of be distracting, so I used this same color. So now I'm going to mat it on that piece of Cajun Craze. So let's go like this, add some adhesive, and make a nice little mat around. Okay, right, so now we have it matted, and it looks like I've just done it right on top of the Cajun Craze cardstock, so you can see through the holes. Okay, next I'm going to be adding, oh yes, let's see, I did this, right? I'm not sure if I want it on. Hey, that looks kind of cool. Wow, that is kind of cool, especially if you put it up with dimensionals. And what if we did the ribbon? Okay, so I'm going totally off my original card. Oh my goodness, what if we did this? What if we did this? Okay, so the original card just had this across, okay? Oh my goodness. Now we cut this piece. Let's see. Oh, or should we? Oh, you know what? I think I'm just going to do it right from in this little frame part. Oh my goodness, that looks fantastic. Oh, I'm in love. Okay. Sorry, I'm just so excited. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta figure out, oh, it's in the garbage can. I need my tape, which is fallen into the garbage can. There we go. Tiny little desk I have here. I just never thought about that when I was redesigning my place. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of tape. Okay, I have, oh, ah. Okay, let's try again. Adding a little bit of tape. There we go. Okay. Gotta have it around, okay? There we go. Gotta make sure it stays in there. Oh, you know what? Dang, I should have, I could have also used a glue dot. Duh. That's sometimes I just get so excited I just don't think about things. Okay, glue dot would have been way easier. I'm gonna actually use a glue dot. So I'm so excited about this idea that I never considered the glue dot. That's too funny. Oh, Cindy likes the frame but not the ribbon. Oh, okay. Interesting. That is interesting. You know what? Let's put the glue dot down and see how it looks with the ribbon and without the ribbon. Okay, let's see before I make a final decision. So I'm just going to put the glue dot on. Okay, let's give it a try. Hold on. You know what? I'm not perfect, so I like suggestions. That is really something. Okay, I'm going to put the ribbon on anyway, so let's see with the ribbon. Gotta make it straight. Here's me twittering away. Okay, put that on the edge, all the way across. All right. Cut it so it's even. All right, let's take a look with the ribbon, okay? What do you think? Now, I'm also going to add a sentiment, so I might do that. Oh, Cindy might be right. Ha, 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 ha. I don't know. What do you think? No ribbon. Everybody likes no... All right. Lori, gotcha. No ribbon. Good idea. Okay. So, let's get this on here. Now I'm stuck with the ribbon. And I'm actually going to use little glue dots around the edge. Makes my life easier. Let's do that. Okay. All right, let's do that. Kind of like your opinion about the no ribbon. It's sometimes, you know what, it works so much better when we all work together creating a card. And this is not what I had planned when I started this video. Okay, there we go. And one more in the corner. Oh my goodness. All right. Now, I'm stuck. Let's add that on. Oh, look at that. Okay. There we go. That actually looks super, super duper cool. Oh my gosh, I really like that. And let's add it to the card base. Crafting on the fly. Yeah, Kathy, no kidding, crafting on the fly. That's half of what I am. Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I like it. Portrait or landscape? Oh, okay, so I'm going to show you my original card. So there's my original design card. Okay, so that's the original without the frame. You'll notice there's the mat. There's the ribbon. I thought it needed a little bit of ribbon, but since we used the frame, I'm actually loving this frame idea. Loving it. Love it better than that one, actually. Let's add a sentiment. Now, because I don't have any white close by, apparently, I don't know where it is, I'm going to actually use this piece of DSP, and I'm going to put the sentiment on that. Okay? Why not? Let's go crazy. So, got my Cajun Craze, and where's the, okay, got my block. If you're looking to buy, blocks are fantastic. Grab them before they go up in price, too. I don't know what's going up in price, but you want to grab whatever you can before. Yeah, even though some things will go on the retiring list, some things may go on a clearance. I don't know. I just don't take the chance. So I'm going to ink it up. Remember, pat and turn, because you want to make sure that the ink, because I don't know whether the ink's on the top or the bottom. The ribbon is from Stampin' Up. Everything I use is from Stampin' Up. I love Stampin' Up. Not only because of their stamps, but their customer service is superior. Oh, what a boo-boo that is. Their customer service is superior to anything I've ever dealt with. I've dealt with a couple of companies, and Stampin' Up is wonderful. So, oh, there we go. That worked really well. Okay, so I have my sentiment. I'm going to cut it out. Okay, let's cut that. There we go. Okay, and try and get that as close as I can. Now, when you're cutting wording, make sure you're looking through the trimmer, and if you can see words where the cutting track is, you've gone too far. You don't want to see any of the words in the cutting track at all. You actually want to kind of back it away a little bit from that cutting track. So I have it on that. Oh, look at that. Looks so lovely. And I'm going to put it on that strip of Cajun Crate cardstock. Fold it over if it hangs over. Oh, cut a little piece off first. Okay. So it's got a little bit of a frame. Again, I will cut it. I'm going to look through the track so I can get really close. So I can see the track is just off of where the wording is, so I'm going to back it off just a smidgen. I can see there's no white, and I'm going to cut. So it will cut very, very close. That's one of the tricks. If you can see it in the track, back it off a little bit. Okay, so there we go. So, oh, look at that. I don't know what should oh, I'm going to do it landscape. Okay, I'm going to place that on, cut the edge, and I think I'm going to just tuck it underneath into the frame. I'm going to back it off and tuck it in. If you want, you could always, if you feel like you want, add, oh, a little wild on the glue there, lady. You can always add like a flower to it. I don't think it needs any ribbon. Oh my goodness. Oh. I just did it upside down. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's too funny. Okay, let's peel that off and kind of go this way. Oh my. That is a little hilarious. We'll just put that on the top and nobody will ever know. There we go. Okay. What we can do is, if you want, you can stamp a little flower and place it down here, but I think it's just too busy. I don't know about that. There, we got a little bit of ribbon if you really want to. Otherwise, I think it looks great. Add a little bling or Wink of Stella. You know what? If you create a card like this, I would love to see how yours turned out. If you use different DSP, that'd be fantastic to see. You know what? I really love it with the frame. Better than my original card. Loving it with the frame. Oh my goodness. As I said, if there's anything you wish to discuss or comment, Northern Stamper, you can always email me at northernstamper@gmail.com. Don't worry about my name. My name is Tina, northernstamper@gmail.com. Hold on. I want to say a proper goodbye. Let's take a really good close look at that card before I flip it up. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And whoop! There we go. Let us say goodbye, and I hope you enjoyed the card. I will see you next Tuesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You don't want to miss out on anything because I have lots of stuff coming up. I am loving this set. So, don't forget, comment below. Up above is the link to shop the store. Shop before May, before the annual catalog comes out. Big especially if you're doing cardstock. Stock up on that cardstock and stuff like that. You don't want to miss it, okay? Anyways, I love you. See you next time, and have a great day. Whoop. And bye.